This podcast is brought to you in part by P&P Games, your online source for everything video games. Visit their website at pnpgames.com or at their 2 retail locations in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Let's get started.
All right, everybody, and welcome to the Bonus Stage Podcast. This is episode number 37. We're recording this on Friday, July 19th, 2013. As always, I'm your host, Lloyd Hannison. And joining me, as always, oh, wait, that's not true. That is the first time that I've lied at this. It's inaccurate. Joining us this week as a last minute replacement to the lineup, Joe Fourhman. Joe, how's it going?
It's going great. I'm ready to pitch for the stars and hit all the bats.
That's the we needed to fill our MLB The Show quota. So there you go.
That's right. I had baseball on my mind because I know you guys really dig that.
I don't. Jeff does, but I make fun of it, and he loves it and cries a little bit. So
right,
that's always fun. So cool. Thanks for joining me on the show.
Sure. Happy to. This has been an exciting night. This is my second podcast of the night.
Oh, it's like my Thursdays. You're doubling them up.
I know. I don't know. I'm even complaining because you do like 100 podcasts in a week.
It's absolutely insane. I don't know how I do it sometimes. So for the people that maybe don't know who you are, if they didn't listen to the Nintendo Pulse podcast, why don't you tell people a little bit about who you are, Joe? Who is Joe Fourhman?
Who is? Well, I do a show called You Like the Worst Stuff with Joe Haygood and Tony Sadowski. Tony's actually in the chat room right now bothering people. But we do a show every week, mainly gaming stuff, but also other pop culture stuff, which just gives us the freedom to talk about how many things the Pacific Rim is a prequel for, which I've come up with. It's a prequel for Hunger Games. It's a prequel for Pikmin. It's a prequel for The Last of Us. It's a prequel for just about anything.
Wow. What about Godzilla? Yeah. Is it a prequel to Godzilla
as
well?
It could be, although Godzilla might be a prequel for Pacific Rim. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch that.
Interesting.
But
cool. So where can they find your podcasts?
We are affiliated with ggsgamer.com. That's our host site. And so if you go to ggsgamer.com, you can find You Like the Worst Stuff, and we're in all of the other podcasty areas like Stitcher and iTunes. So look for You Like the Worst Stuff. You can also find us on Twitter at the Worst Podcast. Mm-hmm. You can find us all there as well.
I'm surprised you found that Twitter handle.
Yeah, Tony grabbed it. He probably had to wrestle somebody to find it. There's probably a squatter on that. He probably paid a lot of money. Probably. But that's what we do. We're so dedicated.
Sent him some horrible DVDs or something in trade.
Yes.
To do. Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Well, let's get into the show. We're going to just do a normal show this week. No reviews for you guys this week.
None. You don't deserve them. You were bad last week.
I was on vacation.
You don't get any reviews this week.
That too. I was on vacation, so you guys know we didn't do a show last week, and Jeff couldn't join us this week. So I thought instead of letting you guys wait for 2 weeks for the awesome that is the Bonus Stage Podcast,
that'd be too long to wait.
It would be. I mean, could we really inflict that on our listeners and our subscribers?
No,
that would just be way too much. So we're doing this one. So enjoy, welcome, and for the people that are following on in the chat room, the Tony keeps trying to guilt me into starting up an OUYA cast, which is awesome. You better watch what you're asking for, Tony. It might just happen. And we're trying something new. I've been getting a lot of email. There's some people that like to listen to the show, but they might be at work while we do our live stream. and they wanted to know if we could just do an audio only stream. So right now it's not on the site, but if you go to mixlr.com, you can actually find the VG podcast stream there. So when we do our live streams here for video, we're also running an audio feed on another channel. So if you just want to listen to the audio, if you just want to have it running in the background and you don't want to use up all the bandwidth that video takes, you can do that. I'm going to put a widget on the site so you can open up an audio player and stuff like that. We've received a few emails, so I thought I'd throw that up there as well. And hopefully that works for the people that wanted it. If not, let me know and we'll figure out some other thing for you guys.
Always good to have options.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I prefer to watch video, but a lot of people don't like to see my face. So I get that. So
you think that's a response to it? They just don't want to see you.
That's what I'm assuming. But
they could just turn their heads away from the monitor, right?
They could close it, minimize the browser. The audio will still play. That would work.
This entitled generation, huh?
They want everything handed to them on a silver platter. Oh, it's annoying. All right, well, let's get into the show proper. Joe, what have you been playing these days?
Well, like everybody, it's Animal Crossing New Leaf, and it's just become...
Oh, my God.
It's become tedious bringing it up all the time. Because you're still playing it.
We're not BFFs in Animal Crossing yet.
I've never been to your town. I don't know why we haven't figured this out yet.
I have a really nifty sombrero that I found today. I'm really happy about that. So I'm dancing around in a sombrero and a VG Podcast t-shirt. So I look
nice.
I look rather nice.
Yeah, I need to get to your town. I probably have perfect fruit I need to sell.
Yeah, I got some perfect cherries, so we could do some trades or something.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what's the latest big thing that's happened in my town. Like, my townspeople give the worst suggestions for public works projects.
Have you gotten the parabolic antenna?
I would die for a parabolic antenna.
Some dude wanted a parabolic antenna, so I built one. And it's just really? God. Of all things in this lovely wood infested town, you're in the middle of a forest and they want a freaking big dish somewhere.
All my people want is like the fairy tale bench, the fairy tale clock, the illuminated heart, and a totem pole.
Oh, okay. I thought there was
maybe the totem pole, but
I thought there was a pink and frilly theme going on for your town.
Man, I would love to get the Easter Island heads. I would love to get the Sphinx or something awesome, but man, they just have the worst taste. So I don't build any of it. They don't get nothing. And I don't know if that I haven't even gotten the police station yet, actually.
Oh, I just got the other day. It's building tonight. I just paid it off.
Oh my gosh. What do you got to do to trigger somebody to want a police station? You have to rob a house or something?
I was holding up people at gunpoint.
there needs to be concern about crime in your game. Animal on animal crime. Before they request it.
I would plant flowers in front of everybody's houses, and then while they were sleeping, I would destroy them all, and they'd come out, and they'd be like, "What the hell? There was flowers here the other day."
I'm gonna plant only red ones, but in a pattern of a dead body, and see if that triggers it.
That'll work, and you have to put white ones around it as the chalk outline.
Once the red ones.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
I don't know what.
These fully random things.
It's random, so that kind of stinks because I'm stuck with junk. But yeah, playing that. Had a buddy come over, so I showed him Game & Wario and Nintendo Land. Those are nice, easy multiplayer Wii U show-off stuff.
Right.
Did Injustice on PS3. Still been playing that.
Yes, you digging it?
Yeah, I do like it. Now, I've already a pre-sold DC Comics fan, so I already have that angle. Right. I already have that in on me. But I mean, as far as fighting games go, it's good. The fact that you can pull off ridiculous attacks without having to do some incredibly complicated input string appeals to me, because I hate that stuff. I hate that pro level Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat garbage. So I like this being a little bit more accessible. And plus, they keep tempting me with all those awful, horribly priced costume skin packs.
They're wonderful to look at. I don't know if I'd want to buy them.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's half the fun to pick different costumes, but man, they get pricey. I mean, $1 a piece essentially, and they're always bundled. So at least one costume in the batch of 3 is terrible. So it is. Earthbound.
Oh yes.
On Wii U.
Yes. Good.
Yeah, I've never played it.
Oh, okay.
I'd never played that back in the day, so it's interesting checking it out now.
So you might get some use out of the $2 strategy guide you paid for.
How do I even get that? I was trying to figure that out last night.
I think you
Like,
open up.
what do I got to do?
I think you open up the home menu, and it's an option there, I believe.
Yeah, I do want to check that out. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. I mean, like I said, I've never played it, so I don't have a big emotional, nostalgic attachment to it. But it is certainly cute and different. I just don't know if I've got the attention if it's a really long RPG grind, you know?
Right.
I just don't know. And aside from that, it's sort of been spending money. I bought some stuff on the Steam sale.
Oh, evil Steam sale.
Well, I only spent like $3.50 total, and I got like 3 games. So it was not a big investment, and I don't think that unlocks me much of anything.
Sure.
I pre-ordered DuckTales on PS3 because it was discounted for PlayStation Plus members.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because I saw that you pre-ordered it. I was wondering what console you did it in.
Yeah,
I'm still torn.
PS3 just because it was cheaper.
Yeah, see that because I have PlayStation Plus, so I want to do it, but something I don't know makes me want to play it on a Nintendo platform. So I kind of want it on the Wii U. Like I have that Shovel Knight. I backed it on Kickstarter, so I'm going to get it on the Wii U, even though I'd rather have it on the DS probably, but it feels like it's a console game that I want to play on a console. But I'll probably get DuckTales on my PlayStation 3 as well because trophies.
Yeah. And have they announced if you'd be able to do DuckTales in the off TV mode yet?
I don't.
Because that would be really cool if you could do
great.
it off TV on the Wii U, but I don't know if you can do that.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything about that. I would assume that it would have to be there.
Yeah, it's weird what games don't even consider supporting that, you know?
Sure, yeah.
You can't. It's not a standard you could always do off TV mode, but whatever. And I backed the Soul Saga on Kickstarter that just ended a couple days ago, I guess. And I jumped into the last couple hours to back it, and I backed it so that I could get codes for it for both PlayStation and Wii U.
Nice.
Yeah.
It looks interesting. I love their Kickstarter. I love their stretch goal, which basically showed up as like a Final Fantasy screen, which was just like, okay, that's clever. I want to give you money just because of that.
We interviewed the man behind that on our previous episode of You Like the Worst Stuff, and he was very entertaining to talk to. That was what inspired me to back it because now I know the guy.
Right.
I want to help.
Nice. Yeah, that looks like a really awesome game. I hope it actually comes out in a form that is going to be as awesome as it looks as it's going to be, because it does look good. And I love me some JRPG. Very cool. All right, it's cool. So that's about it for you.
Yep, that's my list. You, sir?
All right. Well, I recorded the Nintendo Pulse podcast last night with Steven Munn, who's in the chat room right now. Hey, Steven. And he convinced me to get the new Street Pass games. So I did. I spent the $15, mainly because I got the $30 credit. So I bought all 4 games for the $5 sale, the $15 bundle. And I've been playing a little bit of those. And, I thought they'd be like kind of useless throwaways and not worth the $5 each or $15 for the 4, but they're actually really good.
Yeah.
Which really scares me because right now, if I get a Street Pass, I'm like, crap, I'm in Animal Crossing, so I'm gonna have to go finish what I'm doing, save the game, and then quit out, and then go to Street Pass and do the 5-second thing that I'm doing, and then go back. And now it's like I'm going to be doing that, but I'm going to be spending an hour playing all these games.
Yeah.
So I'm already
spending. We're talking about the same thing. That it's a huge time investment now to go through and do all of them.
Oh, it's crazy because I currently I play at least an hour of Animal Crossing a day because there's the get up in the morning, you go dig up all your fossils.
Right.
You go to all the stores, you buy all the stuff to fill out your catalog, you get your fossils looked at to make sure that they're good ones. You donate them if they are. If not, you go sell them. You go back and forth. You buy all the clothes, you buy all the plants, you buy all the stuff. You bank all your things, you do your stuff, you water your flowers, whatever. I don't really water flowers. I let other people do it.
No, I don't either.
Except if I get rare ones. That's the only ones I care to water. And then that's it. And then I look at the clock and it's like, holy crap, an hour has just passed by of me running around, not really doing anything in Animal Crossing, just doing like my daily upkeep. It's like I have another job that I don't get paid for. It's so bizarre. But now when I get Street Passes, I'm going to actually be doing the same thing again, but in a bunch of other mini games. It's like, holy crap, I'm going to be spending multiple hours a day just doing stuff that isn't really playing a new game that I should be playing because I spent $60 on it or whatever. It's really scary, and I didn't expect these games to be as entertaining as they were. The Flower Plaza I thought was going to be a throwaway, and it's actually kind of fun in a weird way. I used to have this flower garden game on the iOS platform. I was online friends with the developer, reviewing his games and stuff, and then he came out with this really great flower garden thing, and he made a VG podcast specific flower in there, and it was like, oh, that's really awesome. So I played a lot of that, and this reminds me of that, which is kind of cool. And the army battle one, where you take over the kingdoms,
Warrior's Way.
It's like, that's awesome. That's exactly what I want to do on my 3DS. And it's like, okay, I'm going to be spending so much time playing these stupid little mini games that I spent $15 on, and I shouldn't really complain because they are really, really fun. So
yeah, it beats the pants off that Toro's Friend Network on Vita. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow,
for sure. So yeah, so I've been playing a little bit of that. I've only had it for a day, so obviously I haven't gotten too deep into it. But it's been.
How many street passes do you get in a day?
It depends. If I'm at work, I work on a campus, so university. So I get if I walk around like the student center, I'll get multiple. I'll get like 2, 3, 5, and that's just like not during the busy season. Like in September when it's rush week, you get none. Yeah. So you like that store and forward thing that Nintendo announced, where if you go to Best Buy or McDonald's, they will store and forward.
Although I don't plan on going to Best Buy or McDonald's a lot, so it'd be great if they would maybe open that up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I get a fair bit. I mean, not a lot. I probably have, I think I have about 250 street passes that I've actually done. So not a huge number, but but every week
I've got a huge plaza, but it's from going to E3 where you get 10 street passes a second.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's funny. I'm gonna have to try that to get out a little bit more, to hit some of the places, do store and forward, and really get some use out of these apps because they seem really fun. So besides those Street Pass games, I've been playing Animal Crossing as well, like we've been talking about. I love it. I love everything about it. I just love spending time in it. Like I found a sombrero today. So I had a sombrero and I wore the sombrero and it's like, oh, this is awesome. And I took a picture and I posted it on Twitter. And then right after I had like intense shame. It's like, what did I do? Why did I think people would want to see me in a freaking hat?
Oh my gosh.
So
I post photos from that like all day.
Oh,
I have no shame about it.
It's terrible. It's terrible, but so good. So
it
good.
is, I mean, that integration with Twitter is huge because like I posted today that I was upset that I've never seen bamboo for sale. I have not yet bamboo. My son's desperate to have like a little bamboo forest and I've never seen it. And so I posted that on Twitter and right away I had 2 people like, oh, we've got bamboo. We'll come on over.
Where do you get bamboo from?
I was understood that you could buy it from the little juggalo thing that runs the flower shop. Mm-hmm. That slothy jerk guy. and I've never seen it for sale there. It
makes you wonder what he grows because he's really happy and mellow. It's like, what do you have in the back room there, sir?
Right. Like I almost never buy stuff from him, so maybe that's why I haven't encouraged him to upgrade his stock. But somehow other people got it because they came to my town, and now I got baskets of bamboo shoots that I'm going to surprise my son with tomorrow.
That's awesome.
But that integration with Twitter made that happen. You know, that's nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just love the game. I could spend all day playing it, doing stupid things like shake trees and fishing, and it's weird. I got this app for my iPhone. What is it called?
The QR code dealie?
No, well that is cool. I have that.
That's
I have that,
really
which is a lot of fun. But it's called ACNL something bloody blah ACNL guide. Wow, that was really hard. I'm sorry that I was not able to figure that out.
I wouldn't have guessed that either.
And it's a free app, and what it does is it gives you item lists. So it gives you all the bugs, it gives you all of the fish, all of the sea creatures, and it tells you what is available at the current time that you're in, and you could see it by month and stuff like that. So I've been going through and actually found like 4 fish that I didn't know were actually available, and I fished them up and doing a lot of that stuff, and it's just I have a little bit of like collector's OCD when it comes to these types of things. Big time. So that's why I go and buy everything, because I want everything in my catalog, because maybe one day I might need a striped table that I don't know why I want it.
I went through that with the first Animal Crossing, but by the time here in the 4th one, I don't care about completing the catalog anymore.
I'm terrible when it comes to that type of stuff. So yeah,
you just mentioned that app. What is stopping Nintendo from doing that?
It should be there. There should be a full items list where you could check off like the full catalog.
Nintendo ought to have
sell
an
it for
app
$2 and people will
that
buy
does,
it.
yeah, and like it would alert your phone. Oh, hey, by the way, it's July now. This
Yeah.
particular fish is available. I want push notifications. from
Totally.
that. What is stopping them from doing that? They made that terrible Pokédex app.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a little bit of a precedent there, but man, I'd love it if there was an Animal Crossing alert system app or something.
Yeah, like go to Best Buy, you can get a rolling suitcase this week.
Right,
Like,
because you don't want to forget that stuff. Or like the even just the regular Wi-Fi gifts they've been giving out that they don't tell you.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
How about notifications?
it would be perfect. And Nintendo could make more money on portable platforms. Funny enough, not their consoles. It'd be a good thing. So yeah, playing a lot of Animal Crossing New Leaf. Really enjoying it. I'll probably be talking about it forever. So sorry for the people that don't want to hear it. You should go try it. Jeff was skeptical, and he played it, and now he plays it a lot. So even if you're skeptical, it might be a fun game that you want to get at. So also in playing, I picked up a copy of Metro Last Light for the PlayStation 3, so I've been playing through that.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. When I first played it, I thought it was really janky and the controls were not that great. And I don't know what it was, but that cleared up after about an hour into the game. And then I had a lot of fun with it, running through, shooting people in the face. I feel really bad doing that because I played a couple games recently where you're not supposed to kill people. Like you're not supposed to be a mass murderer. So I go into an area and there's like 5 guys and I like pop them in the face and it's like, did I really have to murder all these people? Like, is there some bonus that you get for not killing them? But no, sure enough, they're all bloodthirsty as well, and they come in and shoot me. So
I know there were a couple times, like in The Last of Us, where I was trying not to just kill people.
And that was hard not to do because you make one mistake and then guys are swarming.
Yeah,
on
you get swarmed.
Yeah. So yeah, playing through Metro Last Light. I know Jeff reviewed it earlier on the Xbox. I'm playing on the PlayStation 3 and having a lot of fun with that. It's a really, really fun game. Picked up Shin Megami Tensei 4 for the 3DS. I picked it up early because I didn't really need something to play right now, but they had the amazing deal that if you already owned Fire Emblem and had registered it on Club Nintendo, and you bought Shin Megami Tensei for $50 and registered on Club Nintendo as well, you would get a $30 credit. You'd get a voucher. It's like, oh, free money. Even though I have to spend $50 to get 30, it made sense in my brain, and I went and bought it. I got the collector's edition of Shin Megami Tensei that comes with the book, the guidebook. So it's a walkthrough for the first section of the game and some arts, and it comes with a disc with some musics on it, which is great. And been playing a little bit of that game as well. And
is there a version that doesn't cost $50?
No, even digitally, it's $50. So the first shipment of this game is going to be $50. Or sorry, the first shipment of this game is $50, and it comes with all that stuff. All future shipments of this game are going to be the same price and not come with that stuff. So if you're going to buy it, you might as well get the good stuff with it. Otherwise, you're going to be crying that you didn't get the guidebook and other things with it. But yeah, it's like really expensive. And I mean, Atlas is having all sorts of issues. Really. So maybe it's like, crap, we need money. So let's sell this to the like 100,000 people that are going to buy it anyway. Let's get an extra $10 from all of them and pay off some of our creditors. Maybe who knows what it is, but it's a lot of fun. It is kick your ass hard though. I've played Persona, and Persona is like Shin Megami Tensei on easy mode. In the intro kind of, it's kind of like a training thing where you go into a dungeon. I died so often, and the game is really cool. When you die, you go meet the ferryman, and he asks for money to resurrect you because he doesn't want more work with more souls. So he resurrects you, and then you pay him the money and you go about your business. If you die second time, because when you die, he wants about 70% of your money that you have. And then when you die second time, he wants similar to about the same amount of money. If you don't have it, he offers to give it to you on credit. So you say, fine, okay, I'll owe you money to be resurrected. If you don't get the money for him and you die again, he says, well, you already have credit with me. I'm not going to take money from you, but you can use play coins if you want. So I resurrected with play coins.
It's good.
And
good use of play coins.
And then died again. And then I was like, you know what? Screw you, ferryman. I'm not giving you anything. And then it's like game over. It's like, oh, crap. All that money and play coins that I spent. The money will come back in my save game, but the play coins, they're gone. There's no getting those back. No. After you die
tomorrow.
Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. After you die a few times, you get shamed a little bit. The ferryman is like on break. So these two guys are like, yeah, you know, It's tough up there. Things are really tough in the world, and it's tough for some people to stay alive when they do things such as you do. So, how about we give you this little program for your PDA that allows you to turn down the difficulty mode? And it's like, oh, great. These people are shaming me into turning down the difficulty. I feel like an idiot now. But of course I turned the difficulty down and then still died again. It is, I gotta really rethink my way of playing this game because jumping.
It's not for me. I know it's not for me.
Jumping full feet into these battles, not gonna work. I'm gonna have to take things a little bit smaller steps. Got to do a little bit more grinding on enemies that I know I can beat, and then learn some more abilities. Because if your stupid healer dies, you can't get her back, and it's just it's so annoying. But so good. I've been waiting for a JRPG that was actually challenging because I played Ni no Kuni. It's pretty easy. A lot of other RPGs that I've been playing recently are really easy, which is great. But I haven't played a game that has really kind of kicked my ass and made me kind of rethink how I'm going to attack the game. So I'm kind of enjoying that a little bit. We'll see if that holds up because I almost threw my 3DS once. And if I let go of that 3DS and it flies and breaks, I will be a very sad person with all the content.
You can't do that.
No.
You can't do that. I couldn't even play Fire Emblem on the regular mode. I had to play it on the easy mode where nobody ever dies.
I flipped it to easy mode as soon as I could because I knew that I was going to... Because I've played other Fire Emblems and I've reloaded battles like 50 times to make it so that all of my guys get through, because heaven forbid I lose one person because of my freaking collector OCD, right?
Yeah, I want a full cast.
Yeah, exactly. So I put it easily to when I first started. It's like, yep, okay, easy mode. None of my guys can die. This is going to be fun. And it was. So yeah, I've been playing that. What else? I picked up Deus Ex The Fall on my iPad. I've been going through that. I was a huge fan of Deus Ex Human Revolution. Huge fan after I got it for free from PlayStation Plus. Played through that and loved it. And I've been playing it on the iOS. I beat it while I was at the lake, actually. I downloaded it over like a tethered phone. Downloaded the gig program, installed it, and played it at night. So much fun. If you have an iPad and you're looking for a game to spend $7 on, and you like the Deus Ex world, this is definitely something to pick up. It's probably the best first-person, third-person shooter that exists on the platform, which I know isn't saying much because they are kind of janky as far as controls go. But it is a lot of fun. You have all your powers pretty much from Human Revolution. You can punch through walls and put on your stealth suit and all that fun stuff. It is great. When you beat it, you go into New Game Plus mode, so you can go and collect all these other things that you maybe didn't do before. So good. I wish Nintendo would look at the pricing scheme of iOS apps and see, wow, look at this huge game that was $7. Let's take our Super Nintendo games and maybe not charge $10 for it. But that'll never happen. Nintendo's too stubborn.
Ugh.
And to round it up, I've been playing a little bit of Magic the Gathering 2014 on my iPad.
All right.
Which is a lot of fun. Do you play Magic the Gathering on your...
Yeah, I really liked the 2013 last year, the first time they did an iOS version. I had played the console versions of that before, and the iOS version just blows them away just with the interface and being easy to use. I mean, it's a lot nicer. So I did pick up 2013, but I haven't actually booted it yet. I didn't buy anything yet for it. I just have the free version.
Sure. It's so good. Excuse me, I just had to take a drink of water. What they've added in this one is they've added a sealed deck mode. So if you've ever actually played Magic tournaments, most of them now are sealed deck tournaments where they give you a stack of booster packs. You crack them open. You pick the cards that you want. You make your own deck on the fly, and then go into battle. That is added to this game, which is really a lot of fun because you really couldn't really make your own deck in previous versions. You could modify the pre-built decks, just add set cards in and out. But this one you can actually make your own deck based on cards that you open, which is based on random opening of packs, which is really fun. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. This game is kind of like, I take it slow. I don't like burn through the whole campaign as fast as I can. So I think I'm about 3/4 of the way through the campaign, and I've just been playing a couple matches here, a couple matches there. It's so good, especially if you have a Retina iPad, you can read the flavor text while the cards are actually like sitting on the board. And it's like, wow, that is just unbelievable. It's as close as you could ever get to actually playing with the cards in your hand, which I haven't done for many years because it's so expensive buying little pieces of paper. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of that, and that's pretty much it. A lot of stuff. I've been doing some gaming while I've been on vacation, which is good.
Good man.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. All right, well, let's get into new releases, and then we'll take a small break before we get into the rest of the show. This week, of course, Shin Megami Tensei 4 came out. It's $50 on 3DS. So if you're looking for a kick-your-ass hard Japanese RPG, check this one out. If you're like Joe, you probably don't want to play that.
Not for me, but please enjoy.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun if you like hard games. Not that I normally do, because I play most games on like normal or easy, but I don't know. For some reason, this is just it's just getting into my head for a little bit. Dynasty Warriors 8 came out on PlayStation 3 and 360. If you're one of those people that likes the Dynasty Warriors series, which I can't believe still exists, but it sells enough for them to keep making new versions and selling them outside of Japan.
I remember having Dynasty Warriors 2, I think.
Yeah.
And then I know I had 7.
I remember playing the PSP one. I think that's the only one I played.
They're fun for a bit, but it's weird how every game is exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it must be what people that don't like sports think of the Maddens. It's like, it's the same footballers and the same stuffs. They throw the ball and they catch it. What's different between this one and the last one? It's probably the same thing if you're really like a geek about like feudal Japanese lore, I guess.
Yeah. But again, the lore is like the same every time. It's the same story every time, the same characters. Like I'm astonished that this goes on, and then they really milked the last version. Like they kept doing extra versions of it and extra DLC for it, so I'm surprised they even made an 8.
They could just keep adding DLC for it.
Be like Street Fighter, just keep adding to it.
Weird. So yeah, that's out, and it's there if you want to check it out. Also this week, Turbo Super Stunt Squad. So if you're one of the people that has kids like I do, you might be taking your kids to that movie about the drug abusing snail. And
Lance Armstrong stars as
exactly
Turbo.
And you can pick this up on pretty much any platform. So it's out there. And another big release, which isn't getting any press at all, Halo's Spartan Assault is now out if you have a Windows 8 computer or a Windows phone. So a lot of people have Windows 8 computers. Not many people have Windows phones. So I wonder how well this is actually going to do. I think it's going to be ported to iOS in a very short amount of time.
I wonder, would that be like an admission of failure?
I don't know. They never said that they wouldn't. Actually,
Right.
They did say it was exclusive, but they didn't say if it was timed or not. Yeah, they could probably get around it, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, they did Smart Glass for iOS,
True.
obviously. So
Yeah, and they keep saying that Office is coming out for iOS at some point. I mean, it'll probably never happen, but they keep saying, yeah, we're still working on it.
they clearly want this to spur sales, but
With a franchise that is on its way down.
Yeah.
Like Halo 4 did not do so well. Like it sold well, but you don't see the same like craziness online about people that are just like Halo obsessed like they were with Halo 3. I don't know, maybe if this launched a couple years ago, but then again, Windows Phone probably wouldn't have been around.
Kind of driving the franchise into the ground. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. They should do another real-time strategy game that worked out well for them last time.
Yeah. Halo Wars 2.
All right, well, that's going to about do it for new releases. Let's take a small break, Joe. We'll be back in a couple minutes, and we'll get right into the news. So here we go. How about this? I'll play the title track or the first track off the new Starship Amazing album. So check this out. We'll be back in a couple. right. So as I said, that is from Starship Amazing. That is the first track off their new album that just hit, actually. So if you like the sound of that, go check it out at starshipamazing.com. It's their new album. It's called Ruby Dagger, and it's only $5 on Bandcamp. Throw them a $5 and you get the album. 9 tracks, all really high quality. Love that band. They actually do the intro theme to the show, if you guys didn't know already. So do check them out, starshipamazing.com. They put out some really good music. All right, man, let's get into it. The news. The first up, Deus Ex, The Fall. We talked about it already. Right. There was a great story where when this game launched, if you had a jailbroken iPad, you could not play the game as you would think that you could play the game, because all of the guns were basically turned off. So if you had a jailbroken iPad and you would have got this message saying, oh, you're on a modified iOS device, well, because of that, you're not able to shoot guns. So you could walk around and you could basically stab people with your arm knife thing that you have as a cyborg, or you could knock them out. But you couldn't actually do anything else. I laughed. I know there's people that legitimately will jailbreak the devices to get something. They want their screen to look different or something. But there's also a lot of people that steal games out there. So I saw that and I kind of smiled. And I knew that even though this was done to punish those people, there would be something on Cydia in like a day that would basically remove that limitation. So it's like, okay, whatever. It was a funny joke. Square Enix, you had a good one there. You made some people laugh. But people basically blew up online. They're like, I spent $8 and you're screwing me out of my game, and basically their forums, like if you looked at the Touch Arcade forums for this one, it was just people were spouting like vile acid at Square Enix. So they quickly said, oh, this was a mistake, and they came out with a patch which removed it, and they basically just said, yes, we fixed a bug that didn't allow you to shoot. It's like, well, that was a pretty amazing bug that actually made a box show up that said exactly what you're doing. But yeah okay, I see.
It doesn't sound like a mistake.
Yeah, maybe it was a mistake. So yeah, the Deus Ex The Fall patch came out. So you have a jailbroken device, you can go ahead and start playing your game again, and you can actually do the pew pew thing with your guns. You don't have to snap necks and all that other fun stuff that you could do before. And there's some other nice features in that update as well. It sounds like this game is going to get a lot of content delivered to it. It ends on such a big cliffhanger. It makes me wonder if there's going to be other chapters that are going to come out in the near future as downloadable content. I hope they're free updates. It's Square Enix. They probably will not be.
Yeah. Probably a whole other app. I mean, this has got a colon there, right? I mean, this Deus Ex : The Fall.
Exactly. And this is, I guess, chapter 1 of The Fall. So maybe there's going to be other chapters that will be downloadable. But yeah, maybe it'll be a whole new app. Who knows? There's things where they push notifications like log in now to claim your credits. And if you do that, you get like free money or something. So it seems like there's like something. They're building something. They haven't really said what this something is. Like when you start the app, it downloads update files from the server. So it's always like getting new stuff. But I haven't seen any of that stuff actually do anything yet. So they did some funny things. Hopefully they do some awesome things. And you can hear about this on the Touch of Gaming podcast. We'll be talking at length about this, I'm sure. So yeah, Deus Ex: The Fall. No longer punishing jailbreakers, but it was funny while it lasted. All right, moving on. This week, OUYA. Do you have an OUYA, Joe?
No. Yeah. No.
No. Yeah. I do. I don't play it much.
I was gonna say, what do you do with it?
My kids play Dub Wars on it, which is a dubstep shooting game, which is really fun and funny.
That's one of like the 2 or 3 things I've ever heard people say is worth your while on OUYA at the moment.
Yeah, Dub Wars and Towerfall. But
Towerfall, yes.
I don't have 4 controllers, nor do I have 4 people that regularly come over to my house anymore to game. Like back in the day, you'd have your Mario Kart parties and you'd have 4 guys sitting around a TV with some strange cardboard contraption so you couldn't like look at other people's screens. I don't do that anymore. Like I game online with people. So Towerfall, the game that I'd love to buy, there's no single player game in it really. There's like a training mode. That would be the other thing I would buy out of all the apps on it. That's 2 things. And then emulators. So that's the other thing that is on there that is almost I almost want to do on the thing. And then there's you can sideload Xbox Media Center. So if you want to have another cheap Xbox Media Center, you could sideload that. And it's like, okay, well, there's all this other stuff I could do with the thing, but I just kind of don't even want to turn it on. So it's kind of sitting there gathering dust at the moment. But the OUYA announced this week that they have created a $1 million Free the Games fund to boost games. They want people to make games. And not only games for the OUYA, they want exclusive games for the OUYA. So I heard that and I'm like, hey, that's awesome. I mean, they made a whole bunch of VC money. They did really well on Kickstarter. This is a great thing for the OUYA. And then I read kind of the fine print. Basically, this is only for Kickstarter games. So to be able to apply for this free monies, not only do you have to have a Kickstarter going, which is one limitation, but you have to grant OUYA a 6-month exclusivity period, which is another limitation. So can you imagine like going to a Kickstarter page and saying, yeah, back my really awesome game. It's on the OUYA. Well, OUYA has maybe 100,000 consoles in the market, so no one's going to be backing it, which probably wouldn't be a big deal if you could, say, raise 2,000 and then get OUYA to match the 2,000. But no, they've limited it to 50, or the baseline is 50,000. So your Kickstarter has to raise $50,000 before they'll give you any money. Right. So it's like, okay, strike one is you have to have a Kickstarter. Strike two is it has to be an OUYA exclusive for 6 months. Strike three, you have to have a Kickstarter that will raise $50,000. When you look at the other two things, the number of games that could actually raise $50,000, I can't even count on one hand. So
yeah, like the funnel has gone down to a point.
Oh, totally.
By here.
Yeah, I have a $10 million fund for games, and I'm going to give away all this money, and I'm going to create these huge, crazy limitations that are going to prevent people from ever claiming my money. It seems almost that's what OUYA is doing. Bizarre. I know that Towerfall, one of the best games, we just talked about it. They actually received a stack of money from OUYA, so I guess it was kind of the precursor for this. They also gave OUYA a 6-month exclusive to get a bunch of money. And I don't know, say if I was making a game and I raised $50,000 on Kickstarter and I was like, okay, great, OUYA's going to double the money. That's perfect. So I get 50,000 from Kickstarter. I get 50,000 from OUYA. You don't even get the money right away. You get 25% at right when your Kickstarter closes. You get another 50% when your game ships, and then you get the last 25% when the exclusivity period ends. So it's like it's even hard for developers to bank on that money for paying people to work on the game. I don't know. It just seems like this is a huge, I don't know, miss. I think maybe
weird, very weird.
Maybe they're going for PR. Is that maybe
people are talking about it?
Yeah, exactly.
If OUYA is struggling in the marketplace, we'll take any press, I suppose. But is OUYA going to be around a year from now?
I don't know. It's going to be, for a lot of people, it's going to be like another replacement for the Roku box or something.
Yeah.
Like I'm just waiting for the time when Apple comes out with their controller that is going to be coming out in the near future, I'm sure. And an easy way to play a game on my iPad and have it stream wirelessly to an Apple TV. And then I don't even need an OUYA anymore.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice.
Like I can do that right now, but it would be better if I had a controller built in as well into that mix. So I could use a really great controller made by a company that knows how to make controllers, not the janky crap that OUYA came out with. Right. So maybe a Logitech or that company that makes those really great controllers for Android. They could make an iOS controller. And then I could play games on my television that way. And that's really all I need. Like if my kids could play their Angry Birds or their Jetpack Joyride on the television, that's really all I need from a mobile console to television bridge thingy. I don't need this like trying to be badass console. Like they're trying to be the Sega of old. Like they have the really bad CEO who swears in her press releases and stuff. Right. And it's just like we don't need that anymore. That happened, and it's we've kind of grown past that as an industry. So yeah, I don't really know if the OUYA is going to be around in a year or two. But anyway, it's.
I mean, it was fun watching semis back up in front of their parking lot at E3. That was funny.
Yeah, and then they moved out of the way a little bit. It's like, no, we're still having a party in a tent. Come join us.
Yeah, it was way over there. You would have had trouble seeing it even without the semis.
Oh,
there.
Really?
Really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I kind of want this to succeed because I want to have people kind of just throw the industry kind of on its ear a little bit to change some things. So maybe when you're creating a game as a AAA development studio, you don't immediately plan for a $60 title. Maybe you plan for a $25 title with content that you unlock through downloadable content or something, some other way, so that people aren't forced to buy the $60 to $70 titles in the stores. But I don't think OUYA is going to be the catalyst that's going to cause that change, unfortunately. It'd be nice. It's not going to happen. All right, moving on. Some announcements at Comic-Con this week. The biggest, most exciting one is Capcom announced that they are rebooting Strider. And it's going to be developed by Double Helix. And when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, Strider's kind of a cool game that I was never, ever good at. And I just could not play this game, but I always wanted to play this game. I thought, hey, that's kind of cool. And then I watched the video. And have you seen the trailer that they put out?
No.
Oh my God, this game looks beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's like it's 3D, obviously, with a lot of really great visual effects, but they've kind of they've done the art style so it's not like photorealistic. It's just like a really good cartoon. It's like the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon, like that kind of style where they put a lot of filters and things on top of things. It looks so damn good, and as much as I probably didn't like it to begin with, I really like it now, and I can't wait for this one to come out. It looks kind of, I know, cover your ears, Joe, because you're not going to like this. It has some Metroidvania stuff. It looks like it has. It looks kind of like what was the name of that Metroidvania game that came out on Xbox? Shadow Complex, was that it?
Oh, right, the Orson Scott Card one, right?
It looks a lot like Shadow Complex, like that kind of design, where things are kind of like super deformed, but not really. Like there's that little bit of play that they've done with the art style. It looks really, really, really good. I'm really excited for this game if it ever comes out. It's been announced for the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Xbox 360, Windows. No Nintendo there for some strange reason. You think
that's sort of like par for the course with these announcements. Like I don't know if like either they're not making it for, or like Nintendo has some weird process that they can't get approved in a press release or something. I mean, this has happened multiple times.
Yeah.
Early next year, apparently.
Yep. Yeah. Early 2014.
I remember playing Strider of the Genesis, but I don't have any particular affection for it. I mean, at this point, it might as well not even call it a reboot. You know, it's been so ignored for so long. They might as well just treat it like it's all new.
It was one of those games that I could never find in the arcades. I always heard people talk about the mythical Strider box or machine that was in Winnipeg, and I could never find it. And then it came to consoles, and it wasn't as good. Like the arcade version was way better than the console versions, but I liked it. I was just never really good at it. But the look of this trailer is just like, okay, I kind of want to play this game now. I'm liking these kind of reboots that they're doing where they take the core game and they don't make this big, like, sprawling $60, 12-hour AAA wannabe kind of experience. They kind of say, yeah, this is what it is. Kind of like DuckTales, where it's going to be a really great $15 download. You're going to spend 5, 6, 8 hours on it, but you're not expecting you're not expecting a Last of Us or something like that. I'm really kind of liking this, so hopefully Strider comes out and hopefully it's really good. I really, really hope it's good. It looks good, but that doesn't really mean anything these days. Also, kind of around the same time, Shadowrun. Are you a Shadowrun fan at all, Joe?
No. And I'm looking at this trailer and I'm like, yeah, that's not what I want to do. Like as soon as I see something it's isometric, my eyes glaze over.
Not an Ultima Online fan, were you then?
No, this isometric stuff, I don't like it.
Well, I backed the Kickstarter for Shadowrun Returns because I liked Shadowrun. I liked the pen and paper RPG. I loved the Super Nintendo game, even though the Genesis one was the better one, but I only got to play the Super Nintendo one. It's a really great world to me, like the cyber hacking and people that have like ports in the back of their neck and they hack into systems through keyboards that interface their brains with the computers. Like all this stuff was like, holy crap.
Lawnmower Man.
Totally. When I was a kid, this was like, holy crap, this is awesome. This is what the future is going to be. Of course, you wouldn't want that to be the future.
It always turns out poorly.
There was a Kickstarter to reboot the franchise, and it looked really good, so I backed it. and I've been following the development. There's a lot of updates and things, and the game is looking better and better and better. And they just released a trailer, and along with the trailer, they gave a release date. It's going to be coming on July 25th, so I mean a week away.
Yeah, that's there. Yeah,
I backed it on Kickstarter, so I have a Steam pre-order code which I've already entered. Right. So the day that it's available, I'll be able to download it on Steam. This game just looks so good. If you like turn-based tactical games, this has a little bit of that with it. There's RPG elements. There's, if you've played older Shadowrun games, not that terrible Xbox 360/PC one, the first-person shooter one, forget that ever existed. But if you played other Shadowrun games or read any of the lore, all that stuff, all the people that love Shadowrun have worked on this with a new company called Harebrained Schemes. And it looks really, really good. So I'll be talking about it probably on the bonus stage, probably not next week, but probably the week after, once I've had a time to actually get in and play it. But it looks really good. And I'm going to get my Doc Wagon card sent to me so I can call people to help me in game, like a physical card they're sending me, not just the thing that's in the lore. There's a bunch of pre-order bonuses that I'll be getting. I know you're looking at me kind of weird, Joe, but it's like t-shirts and all that swag. I love that stuff. And I'm just really happy that Shadowruns will be coming out. So if you haven't seen it, I'll post a link to the trailer in the show notes, and you can check it out. It's a really cool kind of turn-based kind of game, RPG elements on it as well, with kind of a futuristic hacking type stuff in it as well. So do check that one out. Joe, can I convince you to check it out?
I doubt it. It's isometric. Although I do like turn-based strategy stuff like Fire Emblem and Hero Academy, so maybe.
That's pretty much what it is.
Right.
It's fully turn-based strategy. You have different powers. Your powers, you can amp them up to kill certain enemies of certain types. So you have the hacker class, which takes over all the computers and the security systems. You have the big tank gunner guy that runs to the forward. You have the sniper. So I mean, it's similar. It's done in a different the
theming, the genre.
Yeah, different coat of paint on the same old game type thing. But looks like it's gonna be fun. So if you guys are interested, check out the trailer in the show notes. Also announced this week, or also hitting this week, it was announced it seems like a year ago. Rovio has finally started firing up their cross-game sync service, which they're calling Rovio Account. I mean, very
what
hard.
A name.
I know this was put to test in boardrooms all over Rovio Central. They had focus groups. They had think tanks. They paid lots of money for people to come up with that name, and it's kind of catchy. So anyway, what Rovio Account is they're going to start firing this up across all the games. Basically, this is cloud sync for all your Angry Birds stuff and other stuff, but really it's for Angry Birds because no one really plays anything else on Rovio. So if you have Angry Birds on your iPad and your iPhone and your PC, and you beat a level on one, you don't want to replay that level on another one. That's what this is actually going to be.
That's a really good idea.
It's a great idea because I've started Angry Birds about 18 times, way back from when it first came out, before it was a hit. I was sent a promo code because they were begging for people to review this great game that they said was good. And I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of neat. I'm going to play it a little bit. And then when I finally got into it, I'm like, wow, this game is good. And then the internet exploded with Angry Birds love. And it's like, wow, okay. Yeah. I kind of saw this whole thing unfold in front of me. But yeah, I've beat the same games multiple times. It's going to be really great for my kids because they play Angry Birds Star Wars all the time. But they'll play it on my iPad if it's free, or they'll play it on my wife's iPad, or they'll play it on my iPhone if we're in line somewhere. And they would love to basically have all the levels unlock and sync across multiple devices. So it's going to be good for kids.
When they say multiple devices, are they including the console versions of this game?
I don't believe so, but you never know. We can get into that actually next. Angry Birds Star Wars is coming to everything ever. It's going to be launching on every single console/handheld. I'm sure you could get it on your toaster or your smart fridge. There's going to be an app for that. It's on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Vita, Wii U, Wii, and the Nintendo 3DS.
Isn't the pricing weird, though?
It's really, really kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as the Angry Birds trilogy that was $30. It's like, oh, you're bundling 3 99-cent apps and you're charging me $10 each instead of 99 cents.
Brilliant.
Oh, bizarre. But yeah, it's coming October 29th. So yeah, check it out if you like Angry Birds Star Wars. I know my kids do, but they can play it on my iPad. I'm not buying a $20 cartridge to stick into my 3DS.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. So yeah, that's confirmed for all the consoles, for all the people that were like really losing sleep that they couldn't play Angry Birds on their console.
Yeah, I don't imagine that that's a big thing, but I suppose it's easy to do, right? I mean, it was easy to port Angry Birds before, so might as well port Angry Birds Star Wars and squeeze some more money out of the stone, I guess.
I can't remember who I was talking to. I think it was when I was doing the Touch of Gaming show. Someone in the chat room, was it Jay Carguth? I can't remember. He was saying that his like grandmother or something is addicted to Angry Birds on her Roku box because it has that motion controller. And so she plays it like crazy on the Roku box. And it's like, wow, that is such a weird edge case for like a game, like getting someone involved in your game. It's just so bizarre. Like this game has basically like, people don't even think it's like video game. They just think, oh yeah, I got the Angry Birds thing on my phone. It's just it's a phone app. It's not a game. I don't play games, but yet
it's beyond game.
It's so weird, so bizarre. But yeah, you can now play it on your console of choice. So don't fear. Although I'd really love to know how many copies of the Angry Birds trilogy they actually really sold. I can't think it would be that much. Although who knows? You never know with a big behemoth like Angry Birds. Maybe it sold quite a few. Who knows? All right, moving on. A couple other quick news and notes. I don't know if you're into Soul Calibur at all, Joe.
This is the one.
This is it. This is the ultimate version. All the others pale in comparison. Soul Calibur II HD Online will be coming out this fall. To
That's awesome.
PlayStation 3 and 360. Kind of neat.
Yeah, that was my favorite Soul Calibur for sure.
Sure. Yeah, playing with all the special characters like Spawn and Link and all the other characters, which were just...
I always forget that Spawn was dumped into that game. I always forget that.
Terrible. What a terrible way to ruin Spawn. But he was like a crazy overpowered character, which was a lot of fun to play with. But it's coming out. It's going to be a downloadable title. Looks like it's going to be good.
I will probably get that one. Now, you just said 360 and PS3. What's missing?
Xbox One and PlayStation 4, because that seems to be the only 4 consoles that anything ever comes out on.
And what else is it missing?
Oh, my 3DS. That's what it's missing.
And what else is missing?
My iPad.
There's no Wii or Wii U version.
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot that the games come out on those consoles.
Wasn't the GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2 like the most successful one of them?
It was the best version because everybody wanted to play as Link.
And wasn't the one that sold the most even?
Totally, it did. Yeah. It totally did. And yeah, what
happened? Why aren't we getting that on Wii U?
See, things like this should be Nintendo should wake up in a cold sweat. Like everybody that works at Nintendo should just collectively wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night and say, holy crap, we screwed up. And they should all run to whatever office they work in and get this fixed because they need to sort this out. They need to drop the Wii U by $100. They need to bundle a bunch of free games. You need to get the free Marios and the free Zeldas and the free Mario Karts with every purchase and make people actually buy this console because this really scares me. I paid $350 for this thing and it's sitting there and it's going to play Mario Kart maybe and it's going to play Smash Brothers. I'm going to play a lot of Smash Brothers, but what else am I going to do with this box? Like third parties are canceling products left, right, and center, and it's really kind of concerning. And then it's not even being announced for other games as well, which is really kind of sad. Yeah,
so if they're not doing the a Wii U version of this Soul Calibur 2, you're not going to be playing Link anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this means I get to play that Heihachi guy in Soul Calibur 2 for the first time ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Steven's saying in the chat room that the GameCube version had the highest sales for a long time, but eventually the PS2 version surpassed it, which probably just speaks more to the PS2's market share compared to the GameCube.
Being on the market for 12 years or something.
Yeah, probably helped. But I really loved that back on the GameCube. So
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
definitely was a lot of
fun. So I'll get that on PS3. Especially, did they give a price? Is it like a nice price?
I haven't seen a price on any of the press releases, so I don't think.
Let's go $15. Come on.
I think that's kind of the price that everything launches
15, at. Maybe 20 at the outset. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's a safe bet if you're a betting man. It's going to be $15. Looks like it's going to be good. I mean, I like fighting games. I don't get to play enough of them these days. And Soul Calibur was always
that was a good one.
It holds a little place in my heart. So maybe I'll have to check.
And they really haven't done a better one since. And even with all the roster changes and everything, they haven't matched up to that. Even with you're being able to create your own fighter that they introduced. Even that has really not helped much. But
no.
Yes, this is the one. Good.
Exactly. All right, moving on. Hey, Joe, how would you like to spend $130 for a video game?
Okay, yeah, hold on. Let me just get my money.
All right, well, if you are like Joe and you have piles of money sitting around you and you want to spend $130 on Watch Dogs, you can do that.
On an untested game you've never played. So this isn't a sequel that you know what to expect. This is brand new. You've no idea.
Yeah. And twice retail. You might as well go buy 2 games. You buy 2 copies of every game, or get the special edition, because special editions aren't $89 anymore or $99. They're now over $100. I don't understand what's happening in this world.
Well, I mean, you get a lot of stuff with it.
You do. So yeah, they've unveiled a Watch Dogs limited edition on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox One, and Xbox 360. Not the Wii U, which Watch Dogs has actually been announced for.
Yes, we're actually getting that on Wii U.
Has that been canceled? Who knows?
No special edition?
So yeah, this special edition box for $130 will obviously get you the game with a great steelbook case. Does anybody really care about steelbook cases?
I know. I don't know why they do that. Movies do that too.
Why is that a thing now?
Who wants that? Like, what is that? That is garbage.
We have a store up here in Canada called Future Shop. It's like Best Buy. They're actually owned by Best Buy. And that's their big thing. Like pre-order, blah, and you get a steelbook. I don't care. I don't want steelbook. Well, of course, Stephen Munn in the chat room likes steelbooks because he's Mr. Collector guy. But yeah, I don't get it. So anyway, you get the game in a steelbook case, which is nice, I guess. You get a nice 9-inch statue of Aiden Pierce, who's the main character from the game.
I don't want that either.
No. You get a replica of Pierce's vigilante mask, which I kind of want, but I could just buy for like $3 at like Urban Outfitters or something. I'm sure it's not so crazy that it's gonna force me to spend $50 on it or something.
They call it a mask, and it's like a bandana. That's all. It's
with a weird design on it that you could probably draw on with. You're like a
cowboy bandit. That's all.
Exactly. You get an 80-page hardcover art book, which I always love. I love those art books. They're nice to put on my coffee table and never actually open and look at. And you get a soundtrack CD as well. So, I mean, you get a lot of stuff.
This is not enough for 100. I guess the statue must be really nice.
It's not like Call of Duty where you got an actual like remote control car. Like that was great.
Or night vision goggles.
Night vision goggles. Like that I would spend big bucks for. I never did. Or like when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, or GTA 4, you got the lockbox and the duffel bag, and like it's like, oh, this is awesome. I want this stuff for some strange unknown reason that it's sitting up in a shelf and I've never looked at it. All this stuff just collects dust, man. I got to stop buying.
That's a lot.
I got to stop buying these things. But yeah, it's going to be $130 on November 19th. And you have a dodgeball from Bully. That is awesome. That is great. There's stuff everywhere collecting dust in my house from game promos and other things. But
yeah, I don't think I'll get this limited edition. I want this game, but I don't want it that hard.
I kind of want this game on the Wii U, but it's even going to come on the Wii U now. They're not actually advertising on any of their ads right now for any of the stuff. So I don't know. I'll probably end up getting it on the PlayStation 3, I guess, just to be safe. So I can actually play with people with this game. So yeah, it's coming out November 19th. Spend $130 and get some tchotchkes and Watch Dogs, which you could actually pay $60 for. Which is
it'll probably be game of the year, and then this will be like the rarest thing, and everyone will regret not getting it.
For sure, it's like the it's like all the Blizzard stuff. It's like, oh, I didn't buy the collector's edition. I want my glowing wings for my character. Damn it! It'll be something like that. All right, last but not least, this kind of makes me rethink my whole life, Joe. This really, really smart 19-year-old guy decided to spend 2,000 hours creating a Skyrim mod for Skyrim, obviously. It's called
It's the best place to make Skyrim mods.
There's other places, but that is the best place. It's the only one that's endorsed by Bethesda. So there you go. So he created a mod called Falskar, which is essentially another continent that you can travel to. It's 1/3 the size of Skyrim. It's all fully modeled with individual placed elements like trees and rocks and things. It has 9 new storyline quests, 17 side quests, and full recorded dialogue from a cast of 30 volunteer voice actors.
That's what impressed me, that he bothered to go and do full voice acting as well.
And he's 19-year-old, so he's just a nerd that just wants to play games, right?
Right.
No, he created this because he wants to work at Bethesda, and he's
sure.
This is the best resume that I could ever think of. He's done more than I have in my entire life making this mod.
You remember having that much time? Remember being that age and having that kind of time?
When I was that age, I was at bars drinking and doing other stupid things because we could drink when we're 18 up here in Canada. Before that, I was making BBS games for old, like door games for old BBSs and coding little games and putting them online, or not online, putting them on my BBS that people from all over the world would call with their slow ass modems and download. This guy is making a whole world. It's like, okay, my crappy little games and IGMs and other things that I made kind of really suck in comparison to this huge ass thing that you made, sir. So yeah, I kind of, Alexander Velicki, I bow to you, sir. I tip my hat if I didn't have headphones on. That is pretty damn amazing, and I can't wait to play this. I'm going to have to get a copy of Skyrim for PC, I guess, so I can start experiencing some of these mods. They look really
I
good.
did not enjoy Skyrim, but there is no denying that is a game that is still enduring, still can make the news cycle.
Oh.
That is a big deal.
I put like 140 hours into the main quests and then started playing all the DLC, and there's still more stuff to do. Like there's probably easily 200 hours of content in the game, and that's not even doing everything.
I did 12 and then walked away.
Oh my god.
Did not enjoy it.
Wow. Did you play Oblivion or anything like that?
No.
Oh, dude.
No. This is my first Elder Scrolls. I was real excited about it. I bought it and Saints Row the Third like at the same time.
Oh, that was your mistake right there.
Was all real excited, and then got like 12 hours into this thing and thought, this just sucks.
I'm gonna play some Saints Row.
I'm out. This blows.
Wow, I love Skyrim. I love all the Elder Scrolls games. So this really makes me excited, and it's like, holy crap! He created a DLC package that is better than any of the DLC packages that were actually officially available.
Has Bethesda responded?
I haven't heard anything yet. It was posted up there, and he made his intentions apparent.
Right. And they're like, oh, sorry, no openings.
He said the best way to show Bethesda Game Studio that I want a job there and should be hired is to create content that meets the standards of their incredible development team. So yeah, it was posted over at PC Gamer. I haven't heard a follow-up postmortem. Bethesda like basically broke his heart and will never hire him or something. None of that stuff is actually.
They're just gonna ignore him. They're not even gonna say anything. Not even gonna like send him just like a statue of that dopey ram's head guy that they use. They're not even gonna nothing at all.
Yeah, no. It's like, you made us look bad, kid. We will never hire you. You've been blacklisted from all of our future studios and all game properties. Yeah, and nothing like that's happened. But man, I'm looking at the screenshots. It's like, holy crap. He like modeled signs, like all of the cobblestone roads. They're not just like flat. They're all like, they move. So you can see where like carts and things have obviously worn down sections. Like this dude, my God, I was thinking of two things that when I was 19, and it wasn't creating game mods. And good on you, Alexander Velicki. Hopefully this works out for you, because you should be working in games. I'd like to play the stuff that you make, because it looks like you're really talented at it.
Bethesda's sort of right down the road from me, and in Maryland, and it never really occurred to me that Bethesda, Maryland was this Bethesda Studios. You know, I never connected it until like, oh, wait a minute, that's the same Bethesda, isn't it? Yeah, it is. What if they do tours? I can go there and tell them what I didn't like about Skyrim. I'm sure their receptionists would deal with me quickly.
Film it. Wear one of those like Dragonborn helmets. Walk in. They'll escort you in for a tour, and they're like, "I hate your game," and break the helmet, and then post it on YouTube.
It's really boring. Yeah. I played for 12 hours and killed 3 skeletons.
I want to see that happen. So make it happen, Joe. I would watch that on the YouTubes, and I'd visit you in jail.
Thank you. Good. Good.
Nice. All right. Well, that's gonna about do it, man. That was a nice quick show. Thanks for joining me again.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to join you.
Before we close it out, why don't you tell people where they can find you again if they want to hear more from the Joe Fourhman?
Yes, of course. From the podcast, You Like the Worst Stuff, as hosted by ggsgamer.com. So head to ggsgamer.com and you can find You Like the Worst Stuff on Twitter at the Worst Podcast, and can sort of track us down from there and download some episodes and enjoy us in the same way that you enjoy podcasts like the bonus stage, like this one.
It's a really good show. You guys should definitely go subscribe and check it out.
Thank you.
I have a lot of podcasts in my feed, and there's only 2 that I listen to above all others, and yours is one of them. So,
yes.
And the other one is a Skyrim podcast. So I'm really upset at you. No, just kidding.
I have a bully dodgeball podcast that I work on, and it's just about me and my bully dodgeball. We're kind of like Tom Hanks in Castaway, my bully dodgeball and I.
I was gonna say that, and I was like, you know what? All sorts of inappropriate things will start coming out of my mouth. So
I named him Bully.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, bully for you, sir. Bully for you. All right, guys, that's about do it for episode number 37 of the bonus stage. As always, we love hearing from 37. We're getting up there. We love hearing from you guys. Head over to VGPodcasts.com. Let us know what you think of the show. Send us an email at VGPodcasts@gmail.com. Or you can call our voicemail line, which is area code 505 VG Podcasts. We love your voicemail. We love playing it on the show. And I'd love to play one in next episode. So everybody that's listening to this outro, leave a message and I will play it on the next episode. And we will. It's
not hard. It's using a phone.
Yeah, and it's a US phone number. So if you have free long distance phone calls in the US, you can call it. If not, you open up Gmail and you can make free long distance phone calls in Gmail. You can do it from Facebook now, I think. Like you make free phone calls from pretty much every app that you have now.
You just go to your window and shout, and Lloyd will get the message.
I will get it.
It's that easy.
Yeah, I mean, I can see I can see Alaska from where I am, and then because of that, I can see Russia. So I mean, we can stuff carries up here in Canada. It's the cold weather.
Yeah.
Sound travels further in cold weather, so we can see it. All right, guys, that's gonna about do it for the show. Thanks for joining us, and Joe, thanks again for coming on and
you're very welcome.
Jeff.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you next week. Take it easy. Later.
Let's get started.